In the past, we had some people that went on the trip to the Shoshone reunion. They got sick or something happened to them. So this year we'll be doing a health screen before they go on to the trip down to Lawton, Oklahoma. So it's quite a ways down to Oklahoma, and we're trying to get the logistics to it to get it all planned out. I don't know how many will be eligible based on the budget, but anybody that is wanting to go that's 55 years and older can get an application up in my office from my secretary, and then we'll go through the screening for that. So that's just an announcement for today. That is the only announcement I have for today. So I'd like to say hello and good afternoon to everyone listening from far and near today to our announcements. Welcome to all of our tribal members, community members, and employees of the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe. It has been a beautiful month for the month of May. I say this because we have been receiving some moisture here. Yesterday we had some rain. Last week we had some rain in our area in southwest Colorado and on our tribal reservation. So yesterday when I looked out, there was a little bit of snow way up on the elbow and up by the tower. So it's good to see that. And over in Durango got some snow on up into the mountains. So it's really good to see that. But also we've been having our our Ute tribal bear dances going on every weekend of this month. It started out up in Ranelette, then went to Fort Duchesne, and then over the weekend it was at White Rocks. It is something very sacred to each and every one of us. Welcome in spring for all of our tribal members and others, so that we may all get that blessing from our Creator. This bear dance is sacred to us as the Ute people. A couple of weeks ago on May 12th, 2025, our tribal council members, Vice Chairman Turtle, Councilman Knight, and I were in Fort Duchesne for the swearing in of the Uinta Array Ute Tribe. 4 of the tribal council members from Southern Indian Tribe was also up there. Our Ute Mountain Ute Tribe members were also up there for the bear dance and the swearing in of the Ute Tribal Business Council. Sean Chapoose was selected as the new tribal chairman, and Michael Natchez was selected as the new vice chairman. The other tribal council members are Julius Murray, J.T. Murray, Emmett Duncan, Cleveland Murray, and Purcell Suchspooch. The bear dances. This past weekend was a bear dance in White Rocks, Utah. They concluded yesterday. This upcoming weekend is the Memorial Day weekend. Southern Ute Indian Tribe will be having their bear dance starting this Friday, May 23rd through Monday next week, May 26th. Our Ute Mountain Ute Bear Dance will start on June 6th through June 9th of next month. Our Ute Bear Dances are very sacred for all the Ute people, all 3 Ute tribes. It defines who we are and our creation as the mountain people, and the respect we have for the spring, and to honor the bear and her songs and the bear dance that was brought to us as the Ute people. The cycle and the coming of the new life that starts in spring, that is our ecosystem. That is what our Creator created for all of us, and the healings and blessings that we will all receive from our Ute bear dances. Education. Graduations have already begun from Head Starts to kindergartens to middle schools and high schools, including trade schools and colleges and universities that our family members are graduating from, and our friends. We always encourage our children. We tell them the importance of education for their future. When our children first start school, we as parents take them to the bus stop and we watch them get on the bus for the first time. We wait for them eagerly after school when they come home. We help them with their homework. In the morning we get them up, and in the evening we get them to bed. From kindergarten through 12th grade, we are there every day, and we support them all the way until they get their high school diploma. When they get into higher education, after they receive their high school diploma and they go on to colleges, we get into the higher education or trade schools or into the military. We're also there for them during that time. We should support one another on our tribal reservation, especially if it pertains to education. And we are a tribe that helps raise our children together. Just as I say, it takes a village to raise our children. We as a tribe help each other as families, friends, employees of the education system to bring our children up in a good way that they may learn, that they may understand what it is to have an education and the importance of it. KCA is a prime example. Last week on Wednesday, KCA had their certificate award ceremony at the community center. There was a lot of parents and KCA staff there, and the tribal council were in attendance. I was so proud and honored in just being there, watching and participating in what we, as the Ute Mountain Ute tribal parents and relatives, KCA staff and the education department, the tribal council from the past to the present, and hopefully into the future, and our community. This is what we created, a charter school on the Ute Mountain Ute Reservation, a school that we can create the curriculum of our language, of our culture and traditions, but also the basic necessities that is required in the school system. On that day, our children, kindergarten through fourth grade, were so proud of themselves, and they praised each other as their names were called out to receive a certificate. So I tell you, tribal members, we are on the right road, and on behalf of the Ute Mountain Ute Tribe, we thank everyone for supporting all of our children's education on and off the reservation. This school year, as we recognize the students as we get toward the end of this school year, we have 26 high school students graduating from 8 different schools, tribal members and descendants from our community here and from our reservation, the Ute Mountain Ute Tribal Reservation. So it's good to see that and participate in it and be a part of your children's education. We also, at the beginning of the month, had our general meeting, which I thought went pretty well. We did put out an announcement, and we needed input from our membership in creating a new format for the future general meetings. Working with We Need Smoke Signals, the media department, members could send by email questions to ask at the next general meeting. We'd also like to invite WDC to the table for any questions pertaining to any of the enterprises that we currently have. Housing was another topic of discussion at the general meeting. We'd also like to invite the housing director over, having a good discussion about where we're heading, and also our liaisons on the housing committees. There was also a question about our future upcoming FY26 budget. We won't know any of those details till we get into the fourth quarter, or when we're going through our budget proposals in September at the end of the fiscal year. Then we'll have a better idea of where we're heading into FY26 budget for this upcoming year. Also want to put out to the tribal members, we are in a drought right now, and we do have fire restrictions. It has been so dry in our area with the lack of moisture. We do welcome all of the rain that we are getting currently. That's why it's so glad to see that, the snow and the rain that we're getting. It might not be a whole lot, but at least it's still bringing us some moisture. We do have currently in place stage 1 fire restrictions for the Ute Mountain Ute Reservation, and the fire restrictions are stage 1 are as follows: building, maintaining, attending, or using a fire, campfire, coal or wood burning stoves, any type of charcoal field broiler, or open fire of any type is in undeveloped areas. Number 2, smoking, except within an enclosed vehicle or building in a developed recreation site, or while stopped in an area of at least 3 feet in diameter that is barren or cleared of all flammable vegetation. Number 3, using explosive materials, fireworks, blasting caps, or any incendiary devices which may result in ignition of flammable material. Number 4, welding of operation of accelerants or any other similar torch with open flame. Number 5, operations or using any internal combustion engine without a spark arresting device properly installed, maintaining an effective working order. So these are the restrictions that are in our stage 1. So please follow these. I know that we try to do what we can to get things going during our Sundance. We do have the fire crew going up there, check out every camp, and they'll be limited to how many fires they'll have during the day. Probably just a morning and evening. I don't know about throughout the night, but that'll become forthcoming once we get to the Sundance ceremony that we'll be having toward the end of June. There is also a memo out. This is for the Ute Mountain Ute tribal employees. Will be closed for the Memorial Day holiday on May 26th of next week. It will be a holiday pay of 8 hours. We also have a person working and cleaning up down at the cemetery, cutting the weeds. They will try to get as much done as they can before Memorial Day of next week on Monday. So we did put that out at the general meeting too, to make everyone aware that we were doing that. Closing of the Memorial Day for a holiday, and also someone working down at the cemetery. This week's schedule: today, Monday, May 19th. This morning I met with the CSU staff, the Colorado State University. They were here meeting with the Natural Resource Department on our tribal lands, and they're trying to identify the different plants and the grass that grows on the range for some of the livestock that are out and around the mountains or down in New Mexico or up the mesa. So we're just trying to identify resources. Not too long ago, we had about a little over 700 horses that we gathered, and we hired a company to come in called Couture, and they gathered all these horses within 2 weeks, and they took them to sale, and they sold those horses. So I know that the horses have been here all year round. They've been feeding on all of this grass that's out there around the mountain, and they've been overgrazing it. And some of the fence lines between the state lines of Colorado and Utah, Colorado and New Mexico, some of the fences have been down, so a lot of these wild horses, feral horses, have been coming back and forth between the Navajo Nation and the Ute Mountain Ute tribe. So we are working with the Navajo tribe and the 3 states of Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico, try to put our fences back up, identifying the state boundaries, but also identifying the reservations of the Ute Mountain Ute tribe and the Navajo tribe. So that's what we've been working on, and we have these staff members that come down from Colorado State University to help identify these different types of plants. They're also looking at the Mancos Creek area. There's a lot of tamarisk growing up there, which is not a native plant, but it takes a lot of water, and we've been trying to get some grants to try to get rid of the tamarisk, and we've been trying to grow a cottonwood tree farm up the canyon too. So a lot of our tribal members during Sundance and Bear Dance, they go looking for these cottonwood trees for the shade houses. So we've been trying to get that going through a grant. Tomorrow is Tuesday, May 20th. We will be having our scoping meeting. On Wednesday, the following day, on May 21st, we'll be having our council meeting. We're trying to get back to separating the two. Sometimes we don't have a huge agenda, so we combine both of them and do it all in one day. But sometimes the discussion gets pretty late into the night and gets at times 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 o'clock at night before we even get out of here as the council members and staff. So I've been trying to go back to the original where we have scoping presentations on one day, Tuesday, and anything that moves to an action will go to Wednesday. So scoping meeting and council meeting. On Thursday, May 22nd, Head Start graduation will be held over here at the Recreation Center at 10 o'clock in the morning. I think we have probably 20 or 22 students that will be graduating from Head Start and moving on into kindergarten. Hopefully they'll be going to school here at the KCA. Also, on Thursday, May 22nd, the Montezuma Cortez High School graduation in the evening will be in Cortez at the football field at 6 p.m. And I'm also thinking that the San Juan School District over in Blanding is also on that same day. I know that we have some students graduating in both high schools. On Friday, May 23rd, this coming Friday, Southern Ute Indian Tribal Bear Dance starts on Friday morning with the blessing. the Bear Dance Chief, Matthew Box, will be doing the blessing in the morning. And then we're going to try to get the students to go ahead and get that started in the morning also. Bear Dance will be Friday, May 23rd through Monday, May 26th, which is Memorial Day. So enjoy the Memorial Day weekend that's coming up this weekend. So with that, I just wanted to say in Ute, the wish the way I know that I'm Captain Object of a Ivak when Jim Hat or Jim Makon Cup Namuit the Moisi. You would do what them. They've been having their Bear Dance Makon Cup UIT. First one was at Ranelette. Then the following weekend was Fort Duchesne. Alvarad this past weekend was at White Rocks. And they finished it up Kavru yesterday. The week was Alvarad this weekend. Binu at the Makon Cup Patmus. So you're all welcome. What you be a part of the Bear Dance. Puerkia Vatam Muni Nanisuis. Pupam Smain Munuktapatas Nu Amar Pupam Numi Smain Mar Makon Cup Vat Nokak Maras to Gaikan Mar Uguev Makon Cup Uguev Do a Nikata Uratan Nikakaikta Tiwitsu which Nikakaikta Uratani. So Urun so like near to which the way Akabatam Nikakan Uruwata Penamat was June 6th through the 9th. Eve to Wayakwatam. They'll be having their Bear Dance Evatum. Then the last one will be Labor Day weekend. White Mesa in September. So Urun so like Muniru always to Nam Uruwata. Alraj Tamatiyuk. The snow kind of finished up, but we've been seeing a little bit of it. Navoy, Sumich, Marikavu, Chamapti, and Tira Punike Maris. Chpurera knocked by Martuatu. So knocked again now root the Munir furnace onto it, which and keep it warm root the wet you. But it's good to see that Wapaga Nakarais, Pushkavat, Mother Nature, Pupak Ministry, Paratiket, Monoctus, Nuru whoop to whoop Mava, Pushkavat, Monoctus, Nanaltit, to whoop Maru, Mogan, Monoctus Mava, Mentum to whoop Mava. So Urot Nushmain Yamunoctus A, which no weird Pupak Maris Wapagan. So it's good to see that Urun so Naik Muniru. We did go up to Mamtat Ochima, Vice Chairman Turdo, Magan, Councilman Tony Knight, and Niga and Mapti Peri, Yuwutu Watu, and Agara Tat Ochi Upuwaiti Srakas Mahara Kuyam, Sean Chapus, to Avium, right, my chairman with Srak Av, Marakuyam, Michael Natchez, Vice Chairman Tkawi, Mamra Sutuman, JT and Emmett Duncan, Cleveland Murray and Purcell Suspuch, Dot Ochimuna, we have Yuwutu Watma. So Uron so Nike Muniv to always to Namuru Wata. Mara education graduations out the guy, Monoktapas, Monokwepa, Beastu Premierum. High school graduates up to this Thursday, Veti Quatis Ve graduate Kipatum, Mavaran, Blandin Ve, Monokwe Prarais, Puwayam Rupermian. There's 26 of them, even near Roktum or descendants, Ivat Nakain Toyakvatum, graduate Kipatum, 12th graders. So from different areas, Umumu, Chishmaikas, Puerkab, support them, Amos, Morupermianan. Titis Ramamuk the Moiset Pinocramamos work my vatum. Now look to Mam Tochi Vatum or start a family, push up the work of my support them in that way. Now look to Mrad, they might go on to college or university or trade school. Or now look to search you up atmos so move to Smaikas Murni. So they start their careers, push up Rabas Puvatam Smain. Do work my vatum, me to Ramus work up to Mwap. So supporting them open. So Urun so Nike Mara Ivatum Qua Numi KCA Guerat Community Academy last week in Mampistu, to which a Mamos Punike that they're receiving their certificate awards day Thursday last weekend. Ramamos Punike that Pugat no Quack Maris to Gaikan Mamtat or Pupam Sumain can Weitro Pokan Vekarupach Mekmepagav to Mamos. Dira more trap gabsum, dira mamos maiksam, which urat ni very karuk mar prokan. Uban Ramaristkawi, we have our first charter school, Iva, Tokoyakova. and new pakpits na rubra was mam pistu chuch work chak maras mam nan puram purkap cham mamos new paktip cham mam pistu avra mam pistu new waige mamoga numi wukurum teachers you principal asap mawait wa premierum wulkatum rais mawatum required community academy bay mamra parents you to which to yak mamos purkana mamos na nisuis mam nan puram rais as we keep moving forward avra maris kindergarten through 4th grade next June 5th grade manash rakpat kindergarten through 5th grade and pupa mamos smain mam tat ochi way to amar south of that softball field nachtigen nachtave agar mal prokan mabakarupat permanent one kindergarten through 12th grade now a junior college nachtigen a trade school puwayam rupchuchbuwan ruwukawach manuktapatas so there's a dedicated area puwaya we call it education quadrant to wupuagas mawab rakpakwak mar prokane so up nismain imam tato chimaramwate mitu down the road pushkiawat mamuno am so they can learn teachable munuktapatas so urun sanaika thank the council for that uru namusra general meeting at beginning of the month in Mibe recreation center ve tuwage mam noam puwatam rupchuchbo ban khanya kwapa manoktus mam tato chi puwatam ru gave the report puwatam committees puwatam ruwkan and gave that report then now ruhtum ram noam tuwi about questions khanya kwai manoktus the things that came out of it is some of these houses is there going to be new housing? Are they doing remodel? Push up robots. We had to identify malpanakar puwayak maras fixed, which was maran kahan mabu. It's not going to be a whole lot or remodels, not adding on extra houses or bedrooms, but just doing a remodel. Like some of them have ADA access, so if you have a tub, it's hard to get into it. If you have a walk-in shower or wider doors, ramps, rooftops, appliances, maybe taking out the carpet, putting in linoleum, some of these doors and windows, but we have limited money to fix, which was money. So we have to work on that. Sarif to be patient. We'll be getting there as soon as we can, and how we're going to prioritize Maras. The Hawaii program, my Juanita Guatan is helping out, and then we're getting some funds from Denver to the Colorado Health Foundation, and the vice chairman's looking at another program that helps out with tribal members that don't make a whole lot of money, supportive housing. We put one up in Cortez Avra. We're thinking about putting up Ive Panok. So we're looking at different options. And then we have our 729 account, revolving account, supposed to help bring some trailers. So we're looking at both communities of Toyac and White Mesa. So Almanicats, it's getting there. We're trying to get this housing retreat done, and then we'll get to that point. So just wanted to say at next general meeting that you can send in questions or comments, and we'll do it through the media, and then we'll get the questions out. So some of you that live off the reservation might not be able to make it here. So you can ask these questions to the new technology that's in place. So fire restrictions will be coming up this summer, North Weekend. We do have a stage 1 fire restriction here on the Ute-Bound Ute Reservation, working with the BIA to not have these campfires out at your houses. We're going to look at it for the Sundance and really go through each one of the camps. So always to Namuruwat. So when we get to that point, always batam. So just wanted to say that we have a scoping meeting tomorrow, then council meeting on Wednesday, graduation on Thursday, Head Start at 10 o'clock in the morning, reach Laikwa Recreation Center. And then we have a high school graduation, Guatusve. And I think the one at Slows will be the following day, then landing that them suit is different high schools. that will be graduating. So always to Namuruata. Avraman Makunkap start at the Swosha Rupinu way. So you're all welcome to go over there and enjoy the Memorial Day weekend. So urong sa naik muniru no to which the way akbatam nikakran avjet abe. Numayak mam nunikaktamu. Just want to say in closing, we want to thank everyone for listening to our announcements today, especially our tribal members here and the ones that are living off the reservation, to our sister tribes, Northern Uinta Array, UNO, Ute tribe, and Southern Ute Indian tribe that listen to our announcements today. So I just want to say thank you for each and every one of you. May our Creator bless each and every one of you every day and all your family members and in each one of your homes on and off the reservation. And may our Creator also bless the Ute Mountain Ute tribe. That, I'd like to say thank you. This concludes my announcements for today. Have a good weekend.